Howdy, who all my stock market gamblers? Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. So glad you're here. What do we got going on? Well, the market's kind of had a little bit of a pullback, right? The NASDAQ and the S&P have both dropped below their 20-day, dropped below their 50-day, and they're headed lower, right? They're down only about 5% from their highs, but they have come down a little bit, about 5%. Now, I think we do have much farther to drop, but you see, nothing goes straight down, nothing goes straight up. So I do expect it to get a little bit of a rebound, make a lower high, and then we'll come and make a lower low. That's how you do it on the way down. It's lower highs and lower lows, and we'll continue this downward trek in the stock market. Just my take. Yours may be completely different, but we are starting to come down. Now we will bounce. Nothing goes straight down. Nothing goes straight up. We will get a little bit of a bounce, but that's where I'll be adding to my short as we come down. All right, now let's get over to the real estate market. This cracks me up. Okay, I finally found a headline that I agree with. Here was the headline, right? Best time to sell is now. Best time to sell your house is right now. I totally agree with this headline. It's a great time to sell. Now, it is probably the worst time ever in the course of history to go out and buy a house. But Realtor.com came out and they said that April 14th to April 20th is the best time to sell your house. That's a week where the houses are the prime selling season from April 14th to April 20th. And we're in that week right now. Right now is a great time to sell your house, but is it a great time to buy? No, it's not. It's the worst time to buy. Look at mortgage rates are at 7%. 7%, okay. And they're headed much higher. I think mortgage rates will hit 10%, maybe even 12%. Now, why do I say that? Well, we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to talk about why mortgage rates are going to go up that high. Now, what we're going to talk about today is the reset. Now, you're not really allowed to talk about this, and people get very upset with you when you talk about this. So don't try telling your friends and family members this. You will feel very ostracized. They will not like hearing about this. You see, I know that on this channel, you're not alone, right? You have friends, you have people that we agree with what's going to happen. But if you start talking to people about this stuff, they will not like what they hear. But here it goes. All right. So there's going to be coming what's known as the Great Reset. Now, why is that? Okay, it goes back a long ways. This is planned out for so long ago, right? Okay, so there was this group of men that in 1910, they had this meeting. Meeting was held on Jekyll Island, right? And this was the start of the Federal Reserve. Now, that was in 1910. The Federal Reserve didn't start till 1913, right? Okay, so back then, a dollar was worth a dollar, right? But today, we have lost over 98% of the purchasing power of the dollar. Since 1913 till today, the dollar bill has lost 98% of its purchasing power. Now, they're coming after the last 2%, but in my opinion, the last 2% is already gone. It should be completely worthless by now. But there's still people that have confidence in what's called the greenback, the dollar, right? But the dollar has been wiped out over the course of time. And this is pretty much, it's already wiped out, it's already gone, but people have confidence in it because it's backed by the United States government, which happens to be $35 trillion in debt. Now they're backing all of this money, right? Okay, now here's the thing. What's going to happen from here going forward? Well, there's really not a lot of choices. At some point, they're going to have to do a reset, and they're going to reset it to the central bank digital currency. This is all planned out for you, right? Because they got a great plan for you because they've done so well with managing the money so far. You see, the Federal Reserve, they're not a federal agency. There's no constraints on them. They can print as much money as they want. They're not part of the federal government. Yes, they were started with an act of Congress and would take an act of Congress to get rid of them, which I think we should do, but we're not going to go that route, right? They have the power. They're the ones that are in control. Matter of fact, most people will be begging them to take the central bank digital currency. I will not be one of those people. I'll explain what I planned instead. Okay, so we got $35 trillion in debt, right? Can never be repaid. It's not going to be repaid. It's going to bring massive pain, financial pain to most people in the United States. And this is a worldwide problem, but we're just going to talk about the United States. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to try to take this 35 trillion of debt and the 120 trillion of unfunded liabilities, and they're going to try to inflate this number away, right? Okay, so who wins with inflation? Well, people that are in the most debt, right? Now, who's in the most debt? The federal government. By far. Nobody has 35 trillion of debt except for the federal government. So they're going to be the ones that win, right? Well, they win when they inflate the money away. See, they got to inflate the money away so it's absolutely worthless, right? Because then they can pay off the debt with worthless money, okay? So the debt gets paid off with worthless money. Now, here's the thing. You see, all of the assets that you have, like, for example, the stock market. Okay, look, everybody's happy. Stock market went up and it's making, new all-time highs. So everybody's happy, right? But you see, to get your money out of the stock market, you're going to have to put it back into the currency, back into the dollar, right? That's how you get paid. That's how you make your money. But you see, that's going to be worthless. So what does that mean to all your stock investments? All going to be worthless, right? Because you have to convert them back into dollars, and the dollar's not worth anything. So even though the market could go up, it could go up to 40,000, 50, 60, 100,000, a million, 10 million. It doesn't matter because you're going to have to convert it back to worthless currency. You see, they're going to destroy the currency completely. That is the game plan, and then they're going to reset it when you're begging for the reset. When you go to the grocery store and that loaf of bread costs $100, $1,000, $10,000 for that loaf of bread. You're going to beg for them to reset the currency back to the central bank. Digital currency is what they're going to bring in at that time. They're going to bring it in. But you see, everything else is going to be wiped out. You're going to be wiped out. Even if you're in the market, you're doing great. You're making money. I get that, right? Okay, I like it too. I don't want this to happen. I would love the dollar to stay around. I would love them to start an austerity program, if you will, and become fiscally responsible. Never going to happen. Not in our lifetime. Not going to happen. They're going to continue to print money until money becomes completely worthless. Now, somewhere before money becomes completely worthless, they will reset the currency. They will reset it to the central bank digital currency. But you got to look at what gold is telling you right now. Now, I'm kind of becoming a moon boy. Look, I think gold's going to the moon, right? It goes up every day. I don't know what's going to bring it back down. I'm hoping it comes back down because I would like to buy some more. And yes, I look at $2,500 to get an ounce of gold. That's at a record high, but it's going to go much higher. You see, nothing bad has happened yet. This is just them losing control. They're losing control of the dollar. The dollar purchasing power is just free falling. They have lost control of it. And that's what gold's telling you. They can lie to you. The government can lie to you, but gold is not lying to you. It's telling you they're losing control. Now, when it loses complete control, there'll be no amount of currency of dollars that will buy an ounce of gold. You will see gold go to 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 50,000, because the dollar is completely worthless. There is no amount of dollars that will buy you 1 ounce of gold. Now, granted, there's going to be a reset before that happens, but I do think you'll see gold $5,000, $10,000 an ounce easily before that happened, before the reset to the central bank digital currency. And the people that will be holding gold will be in the driver's seat. Yes, the stock market's probably going to make new highs when we hyperinflate, right? Because we're going to hyperinflate to new highs. But it doesn't matter because you got to get out into the currency, right? So what's going to happen is the currency is going to go completely to zero. And people that are in debt, now, like if you have credit card debt, you'll be able to pay those off with worthless currency, right? Okay, that makes sense. But now what about houses? What about houses? We talk about the housing market a lot on here. Now, why do I think it's a terrible time to buy a house right now? Now, this is the best time to sell a house. They'll tell you it's the best time to sell the house between April 14th and April 20th. Hurry up, get your house on the market, right? Okay, that's what the article wants you to do, right? Okay, but here's why it's a bad time to buy a house. Here's why your house is going to lose all of its equity. All right, so you're going to have hyperinflation coming. That's my belief. Maybe you believe it's something different, but I believe that we're going to actually see hyperinflation. Now, by hyperinflation, I'm going to just say it's probably going to hit 20, 30, 40%, right? 50% is the definition of hyperinflation. Technically, it's 50% a month. Now, people go, but Mike, we have the reserve currency. This could never happen. Look, there's a lot of things that are going to change the reserve currency. I agree. This is going to take years to play out, right? Let's hope we have 3, 4, 5 years left. Let's hope. Let's hope. I'm hopeful, right? Okay, it's going to take years to play out. But what's happening is we've lost the petrodollar. Petrodollar's gone. That's where everybody had to get dollar bills to buy oil. No longer the case. No longer true. More and more transactions are being done in other forms of currency, in the yuan, in gold even for oil. So they're taking other forms of payment. They don't even really want the dollar anymore. Nobody wants the dollars. There's so many dollars floating around the world, and if you don't need them to buy oil, the most traded commodity of all, what's going to happen to those dollars? Those dollars are going to come back in the United States. What's that going to do? Well, inflation is going to be off the chart. 30, 40, 50%. Now, I hope we have more time. I hope you have time to get yourself positioned. I'm positioning myself in gold. I hope it comes down. I'm hoping for 2,200. I'm hoping for below 2,000 again. I don't know if we're going to see that, though. I'm becoming this moon boy. Gold's going to the moon, right? But you need to position yourself because the dollar is going away. We are going to hyperinflate, right? We're going to hyperinflate and money's going to become worthless. Okay, so now what do? Well, it's going to wipe out your debts, right? I mean, you can pay off your credit cards, well, with worthless money. You see your credit cards, but you see the credit card rate already, 23 to 30%, because they see the hyperinflation coming. But what about your house? Well, I got a mortgage, Mike. I got $1 million mortgage. They say my house is worth $1.5 million. Okay, well, you got 500,000 in equity. Well, that's good, right? That's good. But here's what's going to happen to the housing market as we hyperinflate. Look at when the government has to report 20% inflation, are they going to lower interest rates? No, they're going to raise interest rates. What are they going to raise them to? They're going to have to raise them past 20% if they want to fight it, but they won't. They'll raise them up to 10, 15%. What our mortgage is going to do? 17, 20%. What's that going to do to the value of the house? It's going to bring the house down like a house of cards. See, houses, they're dead assets. People buy them with a mortgage. As you start to see us hyperinflate, they say we're at 4%. I say we're closer to 10 right now, but okay, we'll go with their 4. When that 4 becomes 10 and that 10 becomes 20, they're going to have to raise rates, not lower rates. That's going to bring the housing market down. That $1.5 million house is going to be chopped in half. You got $1 million loan on it. You now 300,000 underwater because it's only worth 700,000. But Mike, I got $500,000 in equity right now. These are the good times. The sun is shining, but build the ark. Build the ark. Look at that house. house is going to get cut in half. When the rates go up because we're going to hyperinflate, they're going to have to pretend like they're fighting it, but they don't want to fight it. They want to wipe out their $35 trillion worth of debt. They want to wipe out the $120 trillion in unfunded liability. They want to pay that off with worthless paper that isn't even quality toilet paper. It's not even good toilet paper anymore. I'm telling you, the purchasing power is already gone. People are losing confidence. I'm losing confidence in the dollar. When I go to the store, it's really, really scary stuff. When you go to a fast food restaurant, my goodness, in California, there's $20 hamburgers. There's $30 burritos. This stuff is getting off the chart. It's scary. I'm losing confidence in the dollar. Other people are seeing this. What are they doing? They're running to gold, selling out at Costco, $200 million a month. That's all they can get in. They'd sell $500 million a month if they could get it in. They can't get the gold in quick enough, right? They can't get the silver in quick enough. Protect yourself. I'm becoming a moon boy, gold and silver to the moon. Now, if you like this stuff, give me the thumbs up. Why not? I'm Tall Mike. Punch the subscribe button. Get out there, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.